Jnanatmananda, please go ahead and share your powerful cognitions, your thought currents about this. What are some ways how we can make other factual Hindus become actual Hindus? Please go ahead.
Nityan Maharaj, Nityan everyone. Thank you everyone for sharing. It's been excellent. Yes, I completely agree with what Chitamaya said about declaring integrity as the first and natural step that everyone can make. Life is basically a declaration when you recognize the opportunities provided by a living incarnation. So I just would add to that the action of just jumping in, because anything like how to make other fellow Hindus realize the importance of the Kailasa nation. So if you're watching the program and you want a solution, you just declare your integrity to Swamiji and just jump in and get involved. That will take care of everything. Yeah, I mean, aside from that, we have, we're as Chutamaya also mentioned, various groups are meeting several times per day through many different locations. We also have a group on facebook.com/Sena Nityananda. You can message there or join there. We're meeting there. And yeah, other than that, for how to make other fellow Hindus realize the importance of the Kailasa nation. So that's the thing is how to make others. So what we, Kailasa nation is basically consciousness. So instead of consciousness manifesting through humanity in terms of destruction and competition, survival of the fittest, and grabbing what I need for myself so that others don't take it and I get destroyed, which is kind of the fear-based civilizations that humanity manifests when we ignore consciousness. So really what we need to be looking at is that I'm eternal and I can never be destroyed, and so my opportunity is to radiate that to others. So basically life is an opportunity to give to others. Life is an opportunity to enrich others, to enrich society. So we look at others as an opportunity to share and give and grow, instead of an opportunity of like what I need to protect and what I can take. So if we approach other Hindus in the way of listening, so it's like in the sense of it's not even making, we're not making, it's not even making or forcing, or it's not making other people to do things. That's not, like Swamiji doesn't do that. Right? He just constantly enriches and constantly supports in every way, and plans for your future and supports you to get there and tells you the path and shows you what enlightenment is, and then gives you the experience and then tells you how to maintain it and then makes that happen for you. And then, so he creates every opportunity for you to do all your own growth, but he provides every support and never gives up even when you do. So that's what consciousness is. So yeah, so the understanding from here is basically approach. Swamiji has said also. This is what life is like. If we look at civilizations that have died, then it means that it wasn't life. Like we talk about civilized like ways of life on Earth, but life means life, not death. So life means living, and living is eternal, and living is survival. So Hinduism is not the only living civilization. It's not the only proven solution. It's the only proven way of living. Like it's literally, because any other civilization, that when a civilization grows, if the attitude when it outgrows its britches, to say, when it grows and needs more resources, if its attitude to neighboring civilizations and countries is to destroy them, that's not life. It's actually not life. So Hinduism is not just the only proven living way of living on Earth. It's literally the only proven way of life. So that's actually an important concept. So that's what we need to recognize. When we recognize that it's actually a manifestation of existence, then we recognize the need for that. But yeah, generally I just would say approach people in the space of listening, and causing their reality. So engage the other people. We need to become activists. We need to become activists, actually. So it's like there's a Hindu Holocaust going on. It's like being on the battlefield. It's like there's a Hindu Holocaust going on where as many as 1 million Gurukuls since 1830 have been destroyed. And actually there was a story in the news just this week of $14,000 in gold that was taken by force from a temple during renovations to be deposited into government banks. And so we'll see if that comes back. But so this is an ongoing thing. So there's this war going on of destruction of Hinduism, as was mentioned earlier in the Chakarasaras, that it's not an option. This emergency is not an option. It's something that needs to happen. And so it's like this Holocaust, this war is going on, and Hindus are like maybe reluctant warriors on the battlefield. And it's like the Hindus are, it's like when you're on the battlefield, you can't be crawling as a reluctant warrior. What will happen if you're crawling? You know, if you're dragging yourself on the ground by your fingernails on the battleground, what will happen? So we see what has happened. You can find the Documenting Crimes Against Hinduism Facebook page. You can find the No Conversion tag on Twitter and Facebook. Spend a few moments there and find out. Or you can go to the nityanandatruth.org page and find out the Holocaust against Swamiji. So those kind of factoids are abundant and they're there. But the thing is, how does a Hindu respond? And if we're standing on the battlefield, crawling along, then what's going to happen? So actually, we need to stand up and mobilize ourselves and mobilize others. So when we act from the space of enriching and causing the reality that others want in their life, then they'll see the need, right? Like who supports you in your life? You know the need for them darn well. Right? Like your mother, you know what the need for her was, or may still be. The need for your mother was giving you life. It's very important. So we need to just reach out to Hindus with the listening, caring space. Listening and with the goal, you can share the goal that we want to find common ground between us and how we can contribute to each other's lives. So that's a nonviolent approach to any in any situation. Just approaching from the space of, and even saying, looking to find how we can mutually contribute to each other's space. Find out what the common ground is and how we can make it happen. Find out what you want, what you're doing, how that works with the opportunities that I'm working to provide, how we can make happen what you want to have happen, basically. So this space on an individual level, organizational level. So yeah, it happens through listening. When we listen to people and cause what they want, enrich their lives, they're going to recognize that that's a need and a benefit.